We're now going to have a final session of 15 to 18 minutes before lunch. So please stay back. And I would like to invite on stage Dr. Bakshiram, Shri Bagaria, Shri Sanjay Khatak ji, Shri R.L. Tamak, and Shri Shekhar Gaikwad ji, Commissioner of Sugar, Government of Maharashtra. Please. And they will speak on innovation in sugar industry, sugarcane and finance. May I invite you all on stage, please. Thank you. Please welcome, sir. Thank you. Please, sir. Warm welcome. Shri Shekhar Gaikwad ji, Shri Bagaria ji, Dr. Bansi Ram ji, Shri Sanjay Khatak ji, Shri R.L. Tamak ji. So I'll first invite Bagaria sir, please, to take over. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just a very short 15-minute session, and then we'll have lunch.
That Dr. Bakshiram is here with us. He is considered as the father of the new sugarcane variety 238, now which has revolutionized the sugar production in the country. Now most of the farmers, especially in the northern India, are using this variety which has substantially increased the production. But many questions remains to be answered whether this sugarcane variety, it is a diseases and pest resistance, whether it will use more water, and how long this variety will survive. So many questions are related to it, and why this variety has not become very popular in southern India. Now we will like to, let's listen to Dr. Bakshiram.
Good afternoon. First of all, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present today. And I think I am the odd man out among the traders, a sugarcane scientist among the traders. But I will take some time in sugarcane breeding because this is the topic assigned to me, scope of sugarcane varieties and productivity improvement. Next. So sugarcane breeding started in 1912 with the establishment of Sugarcane Breeding Institute at Coimbatore. And that institute was established in Coimbatore because of the climatic conditions. That is very conducive not only for flowering but for seed setting also. And the first variety was released during 1918, that is CO205. It was a cross between Saccharum officinarum, two species. So sugarcane breeding in India started with the interspecific hybridization, which is very difficult in other crops. But for sugarcane breeding, it started with interspecific hybridization and involving a wild species. Saccharum spontaneum is a wild species. Saccharum officinarum is a cultivated species. So, and Dr. C.A. Barber, who was the head of the station at that time, released this variety for Punjab. Later on, Sir T.S. Venkatraman take over as director or head of the station, and he involved Saccharum barbarai, that is the local species, North Indian cane, into breeding, and many varieties were released using Saccharum officinarum, Saccharum spontaneum, and Saccharum barbarai. Next. So, how varieties have contributed over the period of time. If we see that from 1962, 210 clones, cocaines were released. Then subsequently 98 during 73 to 63 to 72, 73 to 82, 261 clones. And these figures are there. So over the decades, we have released many cocaine varieties from the institute. Out of this, I think more than 200 varieties gained commercial status as varieties and being cultivated in India. Next. So, India has not contributed, means the Sugarcane Breeding Institute has not contributed for the country also, only for the country. But it has contributed for other countries also. Say 11 countries, our varieties CO4, 49 and 997 were in cultivation. And like that, so many varieties were in cultivation in other countries, even in some of the African countries, even today. Varieties bred at sugarcane breeding institutes are being cultivated. And in the history, when I go through the history, I found that CO290, this one variety in Hawaii, got the grand prize because it was very tall, very huge canes there. And in Africa, these three varieties occupies 56% of the total area. So that is the contribution of India in other countries. Next. So how improvement has been there in terms of sucrose percent? Because at Sugarcane Breeding Institute, we always give preference to the quality of the cane. Yield, of course, there is tremendous improvement in yield also, but if you see over the years, there is steady improvement in sucrose percent. And that has impacted the sugar recovery in the country. Next. See, this is the yield and recovery in the country starting from 1930-31 to 2017-18 or 18-19. And many varieties during this journey of more than almost 80 years has contributed towards the improvement of yield and recovery. So that red line is for sugar recovery. If you see, started with 312, so 419, 312 in the subtropical India and 419 in the tropical India. Boosted the sugar recovery, then joined by 527. Again, it boosted the recovery, and of course, after sometimes there is when variety goes out of cultivation, so 312 went out of cultivation, but again CO617 was released. So with the fall of 312, there was a recovery, downward trend in the recovery was there. But again, two varieties, CO 1148 and CO 740, again in subtropical India 1148 and tropical India 740. The 740 was very popular in Maharashtra state. And with that, it started, again recovery started growing up. And after some time, say during around 80, again there was a downfall in the recovery. Then two varieties, again one subtropical and tropical, that's COC 671 and COJ 64. These two varieties again boosted the sugar recovery of the country. And with the fall of COJ 64 and COC 671, again there was downfall in the recovery. Then some other varieties were released. Like COS 8436, these are all our quality varieties, CO 7805, CO 8014, CO 8020, and subsequently in subtropical India, Haryana and Punjab, mostly that 89003, it boosted the sugar recovery. All these varieties boosted the sugar recovery of the country. And then for over a period of time, long time, the recovery was stabilized. And then came COM 0265. Of course, everybody knows that it is a high-yielding variety, recovery is low, and it has contributed the fall in the recovery, particularly in the Maharashtra state. But during 2009, CO 0238 came, and it changed the entire scenario, not only in the subtropical India, but it has impacted the sugar recovery of the country also. So likewise, there is steady improvement in cane yield also, and many varieties, high-yielding varieties have contributed in improving the cane yield, say from 15 tons per hectare to about 80 tons per hectare. Next. So, what is the current status? If you see, only these five varieties are the major variety in the country. So the CO 0238, area 27.94 lakh hectare, and in India, its area is 54.9%. CO 86032 is the major variety of tropical India with 16.5% area. COM 0265 with 6.9% area, CO0118 2.43% area, and COLK 94184 2.33% area. So these 5 varieties covers 83% of the total area. So much research is going on. All more than 40 centers are there. About 23 breeding centers are there in the country. But the contribution of these 5 varieties is 83%. Next. So what is the contribution of co-varieties? You see for 2014-15 onward, the area under co-varieties is increasing from 32. It increased to 2.44 times, starting from 14-15 to 2021. And the major increase is due to increase in area of CO0238. So co and co-allied varieties covers 98% of the total area in the country. Next. So these are the 2 varieties, major varieties of subtropical India and the tropical India. So North India, total area is given. So cocaines is having 90.18% in the northern India. South India it is 60.16% area, and all India level 80.51% area, and 0.84 hectare by 86032 in South India, and CO0238 2.794, that is 90% in the subtropical India. So these 2 varieties occupy 71.39% of the total area in the country. Next. This analysis was done based on the yield and sugar recovery, cane yield, and the area provided by the state government department. So during 1920, so it was done 14-15 to 1920. So total area during 1920 was 25.88 lakh hectare, and all these details are given. So improvement in sugar recovery is by 2.44 units. It is not percent improvement, but in terms of unit in subtropical India, that is Haryana, Punjab, Uttarakhand, UP and Bihar. And the yield improvement, additional benefit to the farmers is almost 54,000 per hectare in all these 5 states. Next. To see how this recovery, since 2009, this variety was released, and subsequently it gained area about 9% during 2014-15. And after that, there is improvement in both cane yield and sugar recovery of the country. Next. So, initially what was the scenario was that tropical India was on the top, and then all India basis, and the subtropical India was the lowest. So how this area yield and sugar recovery has improved during 2013-14. I have taken 2013-14 as the base year because area during 13-14 was very less for 0238, but subsequently area increases, and with that both yield and recovery has improved in the UP state. Next. So area and sugar production, as area increases for CO0238, sugar production has also increased. Next. Next. So if you see this comparison of subtropical rest of India and that India, so initially before up to 2013-14, rest of India was on the top, followed by India, and subtropical India lowest values for the yield. This is for yield. But as this variety gains area, it almost touched, there is no difference between rest of India or the total area, India average. So it has touched the, subtropical India has touched the national average. Next. Sugar recovery also, even sugar recovery has crossed the both subtropical, rest of the India and the national average. And subtropical India recovery is higher than these two regions. Next. So this is, I have taken because for interest of this group. So how this export has increased with the increase in area of CO0238. So starting from 2014-15, that as area of CO023 has increased, the export both in terms of quantity and the value has improved. So this has contributed tremendously, not in the Indian economy, but for export also this variety has contributed. Next. So I would like to mention two varieties, which I am hopeful that these two varieties, if cultivated in the country, so one tropical and one subtropical, so at least recovery won't go down in the country. So that is CO11015 for tropical India. So, and already we have released this variety for the state of Tamil Nadu. And at present it is under evaluation in All India Coordinated Research Program. And this has shown improvement in all the three major characters, that is sucrose percent, starting from 240 days onwards. So compared to 86032, which is the major variety, so there is a 14% improvement in sucrose percent at 8 months, and at 12 months it is 10%. Again 260 days or 10 months it is 10.2%, and 360 days, 12 months it is 10%. So starting from 8 months onward, this variety has shown improvement in sucrose percent, and even early during the season, the improvement is more. So generally it happens when something is better, so improvement in early season will be more, which goes on reducing in subsequent as the maturity increases. And not only for sucrose percent, that is quality, there is improvement in cane yield also. So cane yield we have taken for 360 days, so 142.7 tons per hectare in comparison to 129.5 tons per hectare. That is 10% improvement. So that means 10% improvement both in cane yield and sucrose percent for this variety. And if this variety is cultivated in tropical India, certainly yield and recovery is going to increase. I think this year is the final trial for rest of the states under All India Coordinated Research Program. Tamil Nadu we conducted with SISMA, in collaboration with SISMA Tamil Nadu. We initiated a program, Sweet Bloom, and this variety was tested at 9 sugar factories in the state of Tamil Nadu. And this is the product of that particular trial, Sweet Bloom trial in state of Tamil Nadu. So it has shown promise. At least 10% improvement both in yield and quality. Next.
Dr. Saab, give now some time for the question.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Try to finish
So
it.
another one is 15023 for subtropical India, or to be very specific, I should say that northwest zone. This variety, of course, it is poor compared to CO0238 for yield, but certainly better than CO0238 for sucrose percent. So you can see the sucrose pole percent, sucrose percent compared to CO0238 in IVT trial also. So 6%, about 6% improvement, 6.7% improvement in pole percent juice at 10 months. And of course, yield is less. But during early in the season, certainly this variety can boost the sugar recovery in the subtropical India. So I thought that I should mention these two varieties. Already it has been released for northwest zone, and in north central zone also these trials are being conducted. And, I think this variety is more suitable for spring season, spring planting, and not suitable for autumn planting. Next. I think these are some of the future. Finish, sir. These are some of the future, what should be done. So, precision breeding is more important. We are developing that pre-breeding lines for facility at the Coimbatore. Seed production program, which is not at all there or very poorly implemented, that is required. Then short duration varieties and abiotic stress tolerant varieties are needed. Non-flowering type, of course, is always desired for tropical India. And all these things, so many things are there. Certainly, I think subtropical India, lots of work can be done in terms of sugarcane cultivation. Many minor things are there which needs to be addressed. And certainly subtropical India also yield will be comparable to the tropical India. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Regret that we have to, actually interrupt this session because of timing. And Praful Bhai, you want to say something?
We are sorry that we are running very late from morning and it's a lunch time. I know everybody is hungry. Just small that hotel has cooperated with us, and though in this area, as well as there is a hall called Dynasty. There also we have put the lunch over there. I request few people, around it is capacity of 50-60 people, to have lunch there and here. And Bagaria sir, it's yours.
Doctor sir, we have just one question to ask you, that how long this variety is likely to survive? After all, you see the previous varieties, they came, they played their role very well, and then they died because the pest and diseases attacked them, sir. Now, how do you feel about it? How long it will survive, sir?
See, life of the variety depends on many factors. First is the area covered by this any particular variety. As the area under a particular variety increases, because there will be lots of pressure of insect, pest and diseases on a single variety, and that may lead to breakdown of the variety. That is the one thing. Then how we can improve is the only way out is seed production, quality seed production and distribution, which is lacking at present in the country. So with the seed production and distribution, we can enhance the life of variety. Many examples are there. COG 64 was managed in Yamunanagar, Dorala and those regions with the quality seed production and distribution. So that can be.
Okay. Dasha, one question. In fact, in your presentation, you have already informed that two varieties occupy the largest area, 238 and 86032 in Maharashtra. So, what after these varieties? Please tell us 2-3 varieties which can replace these two varieties. And the performance is at par with these 238 and 86032. And performance should be superior, if not superior, at least at par with 238 and 86032.
See, starting with subtropical India, right now and for next 2 years, I don't see that any variety can replace CO0238, both in terms of cane yield and sucrose percent. So nothing in the pipeline also for next 2 years. But certainly, we should not depend on a single variety. And that too, when area is under 0238 is 82% in the subtropical 5 states. So, in my opinion, the variety we can replace suitably CO0238, CO0118. So that, but we have to make some changes, slight change in the package and practice, cultural practice of that particular variety. Because that is side yielding, and the practice of using planker in the subtropical India is means creating hurdle in the spread of that variety. So I am suggesting that we should not use any planker throughout the subtropical India. If we stop that single practice in cultivation, the yield, overall yield of the subtropical India will increase. And certainly it is must for CO0118. That won't survive, that cannot compete with the planking. It can give almost equal to CO0238 or slightly less than 0238 if planker is not used. Then another variety is CO15023, of course it is coming. And subtropical, not tropical India, 11015 is there, 18024 is there, and 18009 is also there.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your wonderful presentation.
I'd like to invite Praful Bhai to kindly give a special memento to Dr. Bakshiram, please. Thank you, sir. Big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. A big round of applause to all our panelists, please. Sorry we could not complete the session. Thank you very much. And we are now having a lunch break for exactly 30 minutes. So I request you to kindly come back after 30 minutes so that we can continue with some very interesting sessions. Lunch is outside, plus at Dinet's Tea for about 40 or 50 people, which is near the lobby. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bon appetit. Have a great lunch. Thank you.